Hi guys, welcome back. This is the last video of these free tutorials of CSS Animations. I took the CSS animation of Alice falling in the rabbit hole. Is quite famous in the internet. You can find it. Anyway, I took it because I think that from this code we can see a lot of features all together. So let's just start and see some practice stuff. So first we have here animation with a shortcut. Here we have the name, animation.name, animation.iteration count, and iteration.duration, iteration.direction, I think. Anyway, we can change any of these. I don't even go into it. This stuff is quite obvious. First one I wanted to show is transform origin. Transform origin now is set to 0 pixel, and what can do is the point to which the transformation, so this, is applied. So before you already saw the picture. If I come here and change the transformation origins, actually the graphic doesn't become better, but you can understand what it does. We are changing the point into which the transformation is applied. Then here we have transform, rotate, translate 3D. Actually, it places here, but we have to change it in the Alice tumbling animation name, and we have it here. Here is doing the rotation. No? Translate 3D is translating the translating the object, the Alice, is settled to -50%. You saw the picture already, but if we come here, I mean, changing the translation will bring Alice from one point to another, and in this sense, you can see now that is the starting point is at this coordinate, and the ending point is at the beginning coordinate, because we have two events in 3 seconds or 1 second. Okay, so yes, the last piece, since it's translate 3D, we have an X, a Y, and a Z coordinate. Okay, the Z coordinate in this example doesn't really render something notable. I think you should just come here to see what is, if you want to see a rotation 3D, for example, you can easily see what does it make here, or translate 3D. Here you can see what it does. Here is pretty obvious. There I tried to make some differences, but wasn't a good example for it. Then we have other possibility with transform that, of course, it doesn't really, they don't really suit here, but we can do it. So a transform accept matrix as a property. Matrix base complicated. It applies for six parameters. So or 6 parameters or nothing, or you break the code, and it homogeneously create a change into the picture. Actually, it's complicated. You should just, if you want, but of course it's not really, it's complicated to understand what each value does. The 4 value, the first 4 describes the linear transformation, and the last 2 describe the translation. Okay, so there is a translation and transformation. Anyway, just let's see what it does here. And as you see, they destroyed everything. But I don't know, maybe for some reason you might need it. Of course, in this piece of code of design, anything that I will do will make want to make it look better. Then we have I wanted to show the scale. I don't need to show it anyway. 0.5 or whatever, you can do it. And it's interesting because, for example, here you can come here and you change the width of Alice and you scale it down. But if you come here, you can apply it to one event, no? So if I come here and I scale it here, then Alice will change it now. It break the code, okay? But Alice will change the transformation. Will scale down during the time frame that we gave. Then there is skew. No, but maybe wait a second. Okay, so I just wanted to show that you can scale it down continuously. Before I applied only to this and this, so there were problems. You have to apply it to all the time frames. Then I applied even the rotation to the second. And then now if you come here, of course, it doesn't look good, but it works, of course. Okay? Okay, so now let me delete everything. Skew is another possibility that that we have. It accepts two parameters with our degrees. So, for example, because skew, it's an interesting English word. Me, to be frank, I didn't know what does it mean. But if you are English mother tongue, you already know. If you're not, maybe you should find it on the dictionary, like I did. Anyway, we apply skew here and here, and it will incline our Alice. Okay, so it will incline our Alice, and if you place another degree here, if you want a little to freak out, you can. Okay, and then nothing interesting. And more or less, these are the parameters that you can use for with transform, which are already a lot, I think. So let's delete skew here and move on. More or less, there are others, but it doesn't really matter. You can see mathematics grid V, scale, scale X, Y, inherit, doesn't matter. Okay, I wanted to talk backface. Backface, it applies when you use a rotation of 3D, because if wherever, not in this case, in fact was hidden, I toggle it to visible, because can be visible or hidden. And when if you have a 3D rotation and the back of the back face of your object becomes visible to the user, you can choose if it's visible or not. This is what it does. Will change. It hints the browser of what Alice, in this case, is going to do. What does it mean? That the browser will know in advance before for if it has to load something big, no? Because this is not a simple animation; it's quite heavy, no? If you apply will change to it, the browser will know in advance what each is going to do, transform. So you will improve the browser performance in this way. What the guide says is that you shouldn't apply will change to everything, because it's like apply will change to none, and it doesn't make any difference, maybe make things even worse. Okay, Path, fill color. Okay, there is, you already see the difference between fill and stroke. Here we come to the tunnel. Here we come to the tunnel that we have our animation with our values. The background, okay, is taken from CodePen. And interesting is how they calculated the height. They use the calc function. They applied 100% of the height plus 300 pixel. So the height of this tunnel is 300 pixel more the maximum height of your screen. And this is good because then they use translate. They use translate here, and they are using translate 100% to minus 300 pixel. So it's translating the down the tunnel. Actually, yeah, okay, you see how it works. Now I don't know why it's doing like this. Anyway, it's translating the tunnel of 300 pixel, which is the amount of pixel that there is more in advance to your screen, so it appears like the tunnel is infinite. Quite good trick. Okay. Okay, so I also wanted to show some. There was something. We could even apply some Cuvier-Bézier curve here. I didn't. Okay. So as you see here, we have a linear. This was the default animation, and we can play with is in, is out, is in, out, etc. As we already saw. And of course, we can even apply Bézier, cubic Bézier. Sorry. And I wanted to play a little with this. Because as you see, is not really the best example, because generally the good example is when something is moving to a place to another. Here is not translating anyhow, but it's just rotating. Anyway, you can see here, thank God, that we already have a lot of built-in cubic Bézier functions. So without even destroying ourselves into some useless study of this function, we can find a lot of beautiful beautiful functionality in this cubic Bézier. For example, look this. Another one here. Look, even this one, as you can see, when it returns back, it means that one of the values is negative. This one I think is pretty ugly, but at least for this design, but I popped into it. And the last one I show is has a limit value, no, is 1001. So this means that it goes as a flash, I think, in one moment. In fact, it does like this. Okay, so that's it. Last thing I wanted to show is that we can really use this cubic Bézier. It's not that it's just something for, I don't know, some huge developers, but we have default values, so you just need to pick it. You don't need to learn how these four values are applied. At least this is what I think. And that's it for this small playlist. I hope you enjoyed and you keep following. Of course, there will be others, so just search in my channel, and hope you like my channel and you subscribe and place like into my videos. Thank you very much for watching.